You're watching Primetime News, and it's time now for Action TV.
After the revelation made by Action TV on the 1st of January, the governor of the Uva province had instructed the zonal education director of Mahiyangania to take immediate steps on the matter the very next day. On the 1st of January this year, Action TV exposed that the principal of the Haddastava Mahavidyalaya in the Soraboro settlement had arbitrarily resorted to sew the school uniforms for over 600 students at the school from the material that is provided by the government free of charge. Despite the Uva Province Director of Education issuing instructions on the 9th of December to immediately halt this process, the students of the Haddastava Mahavidyalaya were told to come to school on the 1st in order to collect their school uniforms from the principal. Speaking to Action TV, parents and students alike noted that the price charged by the principal of the school for the finished uniforms was much higher than what is charged by the tailors in the area. This letter from the governor of the province to the zonal education director cites the action of the principal as a breach of discipline. The governor had ordered the zonal education director to ensure that the money obtained by the principal is returned to the parents and also the matter be probed so that disciplinary action could be taken against the principal of the Haddastava Mahavidyalaya. Meanwhile, steps were taken today to remove the garbage that had been piled up on either side of the Gongale Godabanda Rajamavata in Palayagoda. Action TV's first expose in this regard aired on the 29th of November 2012. 2 days after the Action TV expose, Minister Mervyn Silva arrived at the location and instructed the Deputy Mayor of Palayagoda to take measures to remove the piled up garbage from the location and to cover the garbage with cloth until they are removed. However, as both suggestions made by the minister fell on deaf ears, Action TV once again highlighted the issue on the 7th of February 2013. Action TV yet again highlighted this issue on the 2nd of this month in a backdrop where the Deputy Mayor to whom this matter was directed 14 months ago now acts as the Mayor of Palayagoda. I was vested with the responsibility to remove the garbage that is piled up here and find a solution to this. When I was the Deputy Mayor, I was not able to fulfill this task. Despite the urban councillor spending over 500 million rupees to remove the garbage from this area and find a solution to this, we were not able to render a proper service to the public. The budget was also passed. So without any hesitation, I can say that without a span of 2 months, this garbage issue will be resolved. I can state this with responsibility. This public representative who overcame the challenge of passing the budget for his local government institution says that fulfilling his public responsibility is not a challenge when compared to the passing of the budget.
Project Minister of Ports and Highways Rohitha Abegunawardena speaking at a public rally in Pagala this morning commented on the Leadership Council of the United National Party.
The Leadership Council has 1 torso and 10 heads. It's like one of those rare creatures that are discovered in the world. Such creatures are placed in museums. Such creature has been found. It has 1 torso and 10 heads. Ranil is the torso and the rest are the heads of the Leadership Council. Can they hope to defeat us with such a Leadership Council?
Still in local news, United National Party parliamentarian Saji Premadasa says that the need for a national project to tackle drug smuggling has arisen.
The MP made this statement during an event held at the Tissamaharama Janasuya Centre this morning.
Concessionary loans were provided to a group of women in the area under the Janasuya program.
Heroin kilo 400 රට වටේම බෙදා දීම සඳහා.
It was revealed to the country that a distribution center is operating in Hikadu in the south of the country, distributing over 400 kilograms of heroin across the country. At a time when the Southern Provincial Council elections are drawing closer, the south has transformed into a drug distribution point. This is the wonder of this country. There are a group of politicians who sponsor and aid this drug trade. No matter how much the government boasts, look at what has happened under the patronage of the government and the police.
අනුබල ලබා දෙන්න. අද රජයේ කොච්චර පම්පෝරි ගැහුවත් රාජ්‍ය අනුග්‍රහය තුලින් රටේ පොලිසියේ අනුග්‍රහය තුලින් අද රටේ ඇති වෙලා තිබෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? කුඩු උදාව. මේ රට විනාශ කර
The country needs to launch a national initiative, a national program to eradicate the drug menace which is destroying our country.
ජාතික ව්‍යාපෘතියක් දියත් කිරීම අද රටේ අවශ්‍යතාවයයි අද යුගයේ අවශ්‍යතාවයයි.
In more local news, the newest branch of Gateway College was declared open yesterday in Karagampitiya, Dehiwala.
The new building complex was declared open following religious observances which were presided over by Venerable Madhuluwave Sobita Thero. The complex was declared open by Rohini Alas. Speaking at the event, Venerable Madhuluwave Sobita Thero commented on the founder of the Gateway Group, late R.I.T. Alas. The emotions are still in our hearts. He was a special person who always dressed neatly, and he was an individual who completed his work in impeccable fashion. After completing his work, he took joy in witnessing a job done to perfection.
We still believe that our strength is the fact that the school has modelled itself according to the values of our great founder, late Mr. R.I.T. Alas, who always wanted an international school in a Sri Lankan environment. We are very particular about Sri Lankan value, the culture, and of course discipline. Yes, the education has to be English, in English, to international standards, but I think all Sri Lankan students should have a very firm base and they should be really Sri Lankan.
On business news tonight, the Vehicle Importers Union convened a media briefing in Colombo yesterday.
The Sri Lanka Vehicle Importers Association states that the price of an imported used vehicle will reduce by around 25,000 rupees. They note that the reduction in prices was caused due to the removal of the minimum cash margin of 100% imposed against letters of credit for importing certain motor vehicles by the central bank. The minimum cash margin requirement came into effect on the 30th of August 2013 and was applicable to all motor vehicles other than buses, ambulances, lorries and trucks. The rule provided relief to those who had money. Individuals could use the money they had to import vehicles, but they couldn't seek financial assistance from banks. Some individuals attempted to use this to create a monopoly. As a result of this, the imports reduced. Since the interest that we had to pay on our costs reduced, there will be a decrease in the prices of vehicles of around 25,000 or 30,000 rupees.
Now, during a meeting held in Mathura today, Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Yapa revealed that the upcoming provincial council elections would be held on the 29th of March.
We will hold elections on the 29th of March. Election system where acts of violence and election fraud was carried out is no more. Elect people who will not engage in acts of fraud. Choose the people that you elect wisely.
It's time now for the newspaper cartoon of the day.
The first test between Sri Lanka and Pakistan ended in a draw today.
Yes, Pakistan was set a target of 302 for victory with only a day left or under a day left, and at the close of play on day 5, they only managed to score 158 for the loss of 2 wickets. Sri Lanka resumed their second innings on day 5 on an overnight score of 420 for the loss of 5 wickets. Middle-order batsman Prasanna Jayawardene went on to reach his 5th test half-century and scored an unbeaten 63. Angelo Matthews, who scored a captain's knock of 157 not out, decided to declare the Sri Lankan second innings on 480 for 5.
Roll of the wrist. That's a beautiful shot. Extension of... Goes again. 16 fours and a 6. He once again raises his bat to the gallery. But it's just that, and so Sri Lanka have...
Pakistan chasing a target of 302 302 runs, lost Khurram Manzoor for just 8 and Ahmad Shahzad later for 55. At stumps on the final day of play, Pakistan were 158 for 2.
It's gone! What a beauty!
And that's a wrap for this edition of Primetime News at 9. As always, I'm Madhushka Balasuriya.
I'm Stephanie Lazarus. We leave you tonight with tomorrow's weather forecast.
Good night.
Newsfirst at 9.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.